Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Beth and this is Spiral Path Arts. And I'm back here in the temporary sewing room that's kind of become permanent. It's the guest room, but well, if you've been around a while, maybe you know the chaos that has been my life lately. And actually let me fill you in a little bit because I've kind of been MIA this summer, posting and everything. So I'm going to give you a little update on what's been going on and then show you some of the things I've been working on. And if you've been around a lot lately, you maybe know Max and Moritz, the two black dogs that I dog sit for. Well, I think they've spent more time with me in the last month than they have their owners, because their owners are fortunate enough to be able to go on some trips lately, and they've stayed with me while they've been gone. And so if you hear that noise in the background, that's them. They wrestle and they get into things. So I'd rather be able to see them and hear them than not, though, because they're kind of like toddlers. If you've ever been around little kids, if you can see them, everything is fine. Maybe a little bit of time out here and there. But if they go in the other room and they get quiet, well, that's when you know trouble is happening. So having them right here and kind of being noisy in the background is better than having them in the back room getting into something. Because, yeah, they get into things. I had to replace my TV remote, for instance, earlier this summer because they were being quiet in the other room. And then all of a sudden I heard my TV come on. And I was like, that's weird. Either the ghost just turned the TV on or Max and Moritz. Well, they turned the TV on by chewing on the remote. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Like I said, I've been missing quite a bit this summer, and it's just been chaos around here. And chaos up here. So I haven't been able to just have enough bandwidth to do what needs to be done and then also focus on making some videos and getting them edited and uploaded. So apologize for my little gap in updating and posting, but hopefully in about 2 weeks my life will calm down. I keep saying that all summer. I'm like, well, maybe next week the dogs will go home, or the bathroom will be done, or people who need my help will not need me and I'll be able to focus on my own things. Well, and then when I was focusing on my own things, that's all I could focus on was what I needed to do. And making a video while trying to get work done, projects done, it slows me down. And I had very limited time to get the things I needed to get done. So adding in a videoing and editing and all that was just beyond what I could handle. So I hope you understand. So instead of showing you all summer what I've been working on, I'm going to show you what I did. But I'm going to apologize up front. Everything that I did is set up in the hallway outside this room here. And the lighting is not very good. So I'm not going to move it all outside. I don't have time for that. I'm not going to set up studio lights. I don't have time for that. I'm going to just hope that the camera adjusts, and maybe I can adjust it a little bit in post-production, as they say, and you'll be able to see what I've done. And let me preface that to say that what I've been working on, and I may have mentioned this in previous videos, is I have the fortunate opportunity to vend at an event, a conference that I go to every year, and it's the Mid-South Women's Herbal Conference. And this year it is in Alabama. I guess technically in the past it was in Alabama. It was up in northeastern Alabama near the Tennessee-Georgia border, and but it was closer to Chattanooga when I started going to it. Now they're moving it down into middle Alabama, so it's a little closer drive for me, and it's a bigger event space. So they've expanded the opportunities for vendors. So that is what I've been working on pretty much for the last 10 months. And that event is next weekend. And as I record this, it is, oh, I changed my watch face. I think it's Sunday, September, I think it's the 30th. And so the event is next weekend. And so I've been really focusing when I can on getting items made. I have not been able to make as many things or the variety of things that I wanted to make because of the chaos around here, but also in the middle of that, working on some projects, my machine had to go to the hospital. She was in critical condition. Well, maybe not critical condition, but she had a little bit of an emergency, and the timing was off, and she was all it was a problem. I couldn't sew on her. I couldn't embroider on her, and I was right in the middle of a whole bunch of embroidery projects, which I will show you in a moment. And I finally had some time to work on this stuff, and she had to go to the hospital, and she had to be in the hospital for about 10 days. And fortunately, sewing machine hospitals do not cost as much as human hospitals. So, but anyway, shout out to the Bernina dealer in Montgomery, Alabama. They took care of her, and she's back in action and working great. But that set me back. So it's just been a roller coaster or a snowball of events that have just kept me away and kept me stressed out and things. And I do promise a bathroom video very soon, but it's probably going to have to wait till after next weekend. The bathroom is done. It is beautiful, but it was one huge headache all summer. And I have a little bathroom adjacent sewing project I want to show you, but I haven't, again, been able to really work on it. So that is coming up. And so because I know some of you know about the project, and some of you are personal Facebook friends with me and have witnessed my stress and my annoyance with the whole project. But it's there. I just need to have time to put together a video and show it to you. So, but let me show you what else I've been working on before I can get to the bathroom situation. That doesn't sound. Let me show you the work. Before I can get to the bathroom. No, it's not a bathroom emergency. All right, my brain is still, okay, jumping all over the place. Next week, after I get back from the conference, I will get the results of some testing that I did this summer, another thing that happened over the summer, to find out if, answers to if I have ADHD, if I am on the spectrum, if I'm bipolar, what is going on up here. So I did all the testing one day, but I haven't gotten the results. So many of you that watch this, and you watch the edited version, if you were me and had to watch the raw version, you would definitely go, this woman has something. You would know that this woman has something going on in her brain. She doesn't process things the way other people do. And I tend to have a thought, try to express the thought, and then lose the thought mid-expression and never finish the sentence or the thought. So those of you who have been with me for a while probably have already picked up on that. I've also had a throat thing. So I've edited out as many of the coughs and throat clearings and things in other videos I've made this summer as best I can. The coughing part is a little bit better, but there's still, anyway, I'm making excuses and I'm not getting to the good stuff. So let me take you into the hall with the crazy dogs and my stuff and show you what I've been up to. Okay, the main big project that I have been working on for this event are these cloaks, these witches' cloaks. And you may or may not have seen last autumn in a couple of my Samhain videos, I wore the cloak that I've made for myself years ago. And I had a lot of people ask if I made them to sell. And always my answer was no. But this event has a little bit of a witchy theme to it, or at least some of it does. And I thought, well, if I'm going to sell any, this might be the one I'm going to sell them at. So I've made a few. This one is made out of a micro suede. So it's not leather, it's polyester, but I really love it. And I made, oh, this isn't going to fit. because I have my hair up. But I also made a matching witch's hat, which I can't put on because I got my hair in a bun back here, but you can kind of get the idea. I've made more witch's hats. We'll get to those in a moment. So this is cloak, I guess, number 1. This is cloak number 2. This is a purple micro velvet. I tell you, it was a pain in the butt to work with, but it turned out beautifully. And this one on the hood has a coordinating embroidery to the shoulders. If this one doesn't sell, I won't be mad about it. I'm going to tell you right now. It's going to be mine. And the last one, and I had planned to make at least 4 of these, but that was one of the things that had to be set aside because of the situation, is a black one, and it has kind of a Baroque floral embroidery pattern that's just black on black, but it's very pretty. And again, it also has embroidery on the hood that's the same. It's got a little bit of silver thread in there. It's very pretty in person. Okay, those were the cloaks. Again, I really apologize for the terrible lighting in here, the backlighting. This is the beginnings of my display. I mean, everything's just kind of thrown up there, but I did make this hat display in the back out of a piece of trim from my house that didn't get reused in the bathroom project, and some dowels. So I'm going to try to show you the hats kind of one at a time. This was a crushed wrinkled velvet that I found on sale or clearance or remnant, I don't remember. Didn't have enough of it to make a cloak, but I did make this really pretty roses and lace to go on it. And all these hats have wire in the brim, so the brims can be shaped. And this is the short crown, and it's got stuffing in it to keep its shape. This one's going to be really hard to show you because it's dark in here. This one's the same purple velvet as the cloak that I made, and it has a black tulle veil and roses. And if you'd like a little tutorial on how to make these roses, I can do that later. You've already seen the brown micro suede, and that is the embroidery that's on the hat and the cape. And then I got to step over dogs here. Move, puppies. This is the black velvet one. I wish I had more black velvet, but I don't. And again, it has a tulle veil and satin roses. Then there's 2 more hats. These hats I made, they're out of a cotton that has kind of a faux wood, not a printed wood grain. Maybe if I come around here, and then I glued on some moss and feathers and silk things, and this is a little acorn cap with some fake eggs in it. And there's another one like that, same decorations, a little bit different. So you can see this one has the crinkled taller crown that you kind of sew the little crinkles into. Okay, while we're over here, okay, then I had these black chef's aprons in my stash from an earlier project, and I don't really like them because they're polyester, not cotton, but I figured let's use what we got. So I've embroidered on them. This is for all of you single cat ladies out there. And this one I really like. And it says, I can't get a hold of it. Okay. It says Black Cat Apothecary. And this is a herbal conference, so there's going to be a lot of herbal people doing things. And then this one says, Where my witches at? Kind of a Halloween, if you got a Halloween party. I will confess, I ordered some more aprons, and they should be in with enough time to embroider some more, and I got some cotton ones. All right, while we're here at the rack, this rack, I thought I was being clever, and I made this rack out of PVC pipe and fittings. It is not going to work, so I end up having to order one that's not here yet. Okay, these are Japanese rice bags, And I have more on the table. I'll show you in a second. If you've seen my most recent video that came out this morning, you've already seen the rope baskets. These are the original ones I did. So I have those 3, but I've had some consultations with local friends and they said those are great. They're going to sell well. So I made a couple more and I have one under the needle right now. This one, different scraps, my quilting scraps, a little bit smaller size. And then these are kind of like tray bowls that you can, I have one similar to this on the table next to my front door that I throw my keys and stuff into, but they could also go on altars. They could have, I'm envisioning like a nice candle, glass jar candle with some fall decorations, pine cones, etc. around it. So those are those. These I think I showed in process in an earlier video this summer. They were one of the first things I started. These are the Traveler's Journal hand-stitched, slow-stitched covers. So they have 2 inserts that can be replaced, and all the decoration on them is done by hand. The only machine stitching is the finishing, putting the binding on. So nice little display of those. Okay, and in relation to those, I found these little mini, unwrap one, notebooks, thanks to my sister at discount store. Oops, red. And I thought to make some small ones for like in your purse or something. So those, again, these are 100% hand stitched. Everything on them, even the assembly, is hand stitched. And I'm working in the evenings to try to make a couple more. This is also my paper piecing practice. I really thought that one's cute. Okay, moving right along. These were a fun project. I have rolls of this white toweling that's already hemmed on the sides, and I decided to add ruffles and trim on the top and embroidery. So there's quite a witchy variety. I'm not going to go through all 18 of them, but show you some. This has got mushrooms with a mushroom fabric. These are kind of probably wiggling around too much for you to see them. Anyhow, and then I had, with those black aprons, I had 4 black tea towels. So I did some Halloween-y things on there. Oh, another different mushroom. You might recognize that mushroom embroidery from my little overalls that I did in the spring, winter, whenever I did those. Okay, moving right along. These I have to keep under cover because they have feathers on them and I have cats. These are left over from, again, oh yeah, see, I got to replace the feather on that because the cat got it. They're a little lace, freestanding lace witch's hat. I did make a couple more, but this, even after the machine came back, it wasn't a machine fault, but I was having trouble and they take a long time to stitch out. So I made 2 more, but that's all I'm going to make. Because all the wonderful things he does. So there you have what I have been working on this summer. And because of the chaos that's been my life, the majority of these have gotten done in the last 3 weeks. It feels like, no, not really. I mean, it just feels that way. Some of it I did get done ahead of time, but yeah, it's just been a lot for me this summer. So I appreciate very much you sticking around if you're still here, if you've been with me a while, and I also appreciate any new viewers. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to share with y'all. Not at the moment. Going forward, fingers crossed, if you've been with me for a year or more, last October, I did 31 days of Samhain, and every day I posted a video with a spooky Halloween, Samhain, witchy kind of project or thing. I will not be doing that this year. I can't. Last year, I had 20 of the 31 days planned out, probably 10 of them already filmed by this point in September so that I wouldn't get behind. And I have not had the time and ability to do that this year. And I love this time of year. It's my time of year. I think many of you can relate to that. So it's not going to happen this year. But what that did teach me last year was that I can do this. If I focus and I plan ahead, I can be consistent in my posting, which I know this summer, not so much. But I'm not going to apologize anymore. I can't. It's been what it is, and I hope you all understand. And I've waffled between just giving this whole thing up and just saying, it's too much. Just work on your own stuff. And then I'll work on something. I'll make something. I'm like, I want to share that with my people. And then somebody will comment something very supportive and very nice, or those kind of things. And I'll get another little jump in subscribers. And that's really nice. Whatever's going on up here, I know that one of the things that this brain likes is validation and a little serotonin boost, dopamine boost, whichever it is, dopamine, I think, hit that, oh, you like me, you really like me. So you're watching, somebody's paying attention. And so I struggle with just saying, screw it, I'm not going to do this anymore. Or, oh, they're waiting for something. They want something. I want to share this. More importantly, I did something I want to share with you. And so that's where we're at. And so back to my plans going forward. If I can, I don't know. I hate to put qualifiers on things because language matters and intention matters. So I'm putting the intention that I will do this. And I won't care if I have no makeup on or my hair's up in a twisty or I'm wearing a bleach stained black dress. Okay, that all said, Beth, get to the point. What are you going to do? I think probably the best way for me to be consistent is set a day near the end of the week and do a week in review. This is what I did this week. This is what I made this week. This is a work I've done on the house this week. This is whatever. And then I'm not pigeonholed into, this has to be a house video. This has to be a DIY video. This has to be a sewing video. It's whatever I did this week. I'm sharing my life with you and how I'm maneuvering through this life alone in this big old house and with all these projects going through my brain going, make me next, make me next. And anyhow, and then give myself a couple days to get it edited and have one day a week that my new posts go up. And I may find that once a week is too much for me, and it might need to be 2 a month instead of 4 a month. I'm going to give myself the grace that I'm going to work within what my life, my schedule, and my brain can handle in any 1 week. And then if special projects come up, special things outside of that I really want to show in more depth and detail, I can maybe fill in between. So maybe twice a month with some fillers that are appropriate, like a bigger project or a bigger event. How does that sound to you? And if you care, if it matters to you, what days do you like to sit down and watch these videos? I know a lot of creators post on Thursdays, and a lot of creators that I follow post on Sundays. My little Sunday morning routine is make my tea, maybe make a little breakfast, depending, and sit down and watch my favorite creators on Sunday. And then if I don't get them all watched before I need to get working on something around the house, then I come back later in the afternoon for my break and watch more. So Sundays seem to be a good day for me, but I don't know what's good for my watchers. And I don't know. I've never figured out the algorithm, and the algorithm doesn't really care about me because I don't have enough followers and watchers. So I can't really base it on any past experience because I've been so random. And yeah, anyhow, get in the comments. Tell me what your favorite project was that I worked on this summer. And tell me what you've been working on. If you're also a creator, link it in my, link it, or just say, find my channel, whatever, however that works. And if it matters to you, let me know if this posting schedule works for you and what day you'd like to see these videos come out. Again, I don't know that it matters, but I've got just over 600 followers and I have just over 2,000 watch hours. And again, if you're not a YouTube creator or don't really know how this works, there's 2 levels of monetization. I've never really cared about monetization, and I've never really cared about sponsorship, but it would be nice. And more as just a goal to set, or a landmark to shoot for. It would so anyway, I again can't wait to see what the doctor has to say about how my brain works and how I present myself. How monetization works on YouTube is there's 2 levels. The first level is 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. And I've reached the subscribers. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. But because of my failings of keeping things regular and keeping y'all engaged, I haven't hit the 3,000. Then the next level is, I think it's 1,000 and 4,000, 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, something like that. Maybe it's more watch hours. I don't remember because it's not a goal that, okay, my brain is not thinking of the word I want. Not road sign, landmark, no, whatever. It's not a thing I'm imagining that I'm going to shoot for. So, but because for every success, there's a dark side to it I've seen with other creators. So anyway, I don't want to make excuses or justifications for my poor performance. However, it would be nice. I'm not going to set it necessarily as a goal, but it would be really nice if I could hit the 3,000 watch hours. And again, a lot of it's on me to put the product out there for people to watch, first of all. But if you've been with me a while, if you've been with me a while and you've watched every video I've ever put out, thank you. It's amazing. I appreciate every minute that you've watched. Because I know some of them, I've gone back and watched them and it's like, but now I said that, if you're a new subscriber and you just came in the last few months or even the last year, and there's some, especially back when I first moved into the house, if you're watching current house projects and you want to see where we began, it would give me a little boost if you went back and watched some of those older videos and got caught up. But I know we don't have time, but maybe somebody, isn't feeling well and they need to spend some time resting in front of the television or the computer. You could give me a few hours. I'd appreciate, not a few hours, an hour here and there. That would be great. Anyway, I've rambled on, as I do, way too long, and probably will edit a good chunk of this out. But at least I haven't had any coughing fits, so I'm going to take that as a win. Okay. I got to get back to work. Here, I'm going to take the hair out of the clip. Actually, just finally found a clip that holds all my hair, and Walmart, but it's got like a double row of teeth. It's for thick hair. And I don't know how thick mine is, but there's a lot of it. Anyway, I want to put one of my hats on just so you can see it. And oops, it's caught on the thing. I did line them with satin. So these are custom made hats pretty much. But here's the purple one. There, the light from the front door gives you a better idea of the color. And I mean, I just think everybody should have a hat with a veil, but you could tuck the veil up and just have this pretty abundance. Oh, and the tulle, I found an entire bolt of it at Goodwill or Salvation Army last fall and thought, oh, look, think of all the witchy things I could do with this. But mainly, I can use it as a veil on these hats. So isn't that pretty? And you can shape the brim any way you like. I did do a tutorial or a sew with me on the hat like this I made for myself. So if you want to go watch an old video, it's out there somewhere. It's not out there somewhere. Look in my playlist. It's in there. So anyway, thanks for being with me. Keep it spooky this fall and hold me to it. Say, hey, it's been 3 weeks. Where are you? And unless something happens that out of my control, then I'll come back for you. A final word. This is, as I said, it's the end of September here in southeastern United States, and Hurricane Helene just came through. She missed us, thank God, because I don't think Selma could have taken more damage. We haven't recovered from the tornado 2 years ago, so completely. But I do have friends in the Carolinas and in Georgia and in Florida, that in the Panhandle area, in the Tampa Bay area, and we're hit hard. So two of my friends, they're a couple, are in North Carolina outside of Asheville, and it's been 2 days, 3 days, and I still have not been able to contact them. And I am hoping and praying that it's just because they have no power, they have no internet, and they have no cell service. They're pretty high up on the mountain, so but that doesn't seem to have mattered a lot for a lot of these communities. So I almost don't have words for the videos I've been seeing, the stories I've been hearing, knowing what happened here in my community when we were hit by a tornado. And it was, yes, a lot of my community was decimated. We lost entire homes. We lost roofs. Fortunately, we did not lose any lives here in my community. That same tornado did take 2 lives that I know of nearby, but not the kind of devastation that they're seeing throughout the southern Appalachian, basically, and into Florida. So my heart and my energy and my soul goes out to all of those affected by this, and it'll be a while for them to recover. And it will continue to affect those who were directly impacted, lost their homes, their livelihoods, and maybe loved ones. But also from my experience, I can say that those in the community who may not have been directly, their belongings, their loved ones, their homes, their businesses were not directly affected. Although from what I'm seeing, I can't imagine there's anybody who wasn't directly affected by this storm. But there's still a trauma when your community is hit like this. I didn't expect to cry. Anyway, see, the trauma's still there. It might be buried deep, but it's still there. And I talked to people in my community who did lose a lot or everything, and they're still affected by it today. And so these communities will be hurting and needing love and support, and quite frankly, resources and money. So send whatever you have, and just be, I don't know, just if you are watching this later and you are in one of those communities, know that you have my love and my support. And that's all I have to say about that, because there are no words, especially at this early part of the rescue efforts. And the rebuilding will not happen for a while. There's rescuing, there's recovery, there's cleanup, There's still people stranded, and helicopters are trying. The only way to get to them is by air. So keep them all in your, whatever your method of prayer or energy healing is, whoever your god or goddess is, send a little bit to them, to those people affected by the storm. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching me and being with me and supporting me. I really, really, really do appreciate every single one of you, and from deep, deep in my soul. So I'm gonna get back to work and see what else I can create in 4 days before this event. Wish me luck. Send me some positive money jar kind of energy, because I don't want to bring any of this home with me, to be honest. So, because storage is an issue. So, okay, I'm done rambling. Love you. Peace out. Take care of yourselves.